out some recent Love After Lockup updates. First, starting off with Arthur. We all know he's currently back behind bars after he got out and was literally arrested not even 2 weeks later after he was caught with a gun yet again. And his bond is almost $500,000. And he posted on his Instagram and he said, "They're trying to give me 25 to life for one gun and the extra 50 for the other two. That's a total of 75 years to life. My lawyer said I fight this from the free world. I'm asking you, as many as you as possible, to please help me at least subscribe to my page. It's only $9.99. I need a total of $20,000 to bond out, and the only reason I buy guns is to protect my life. I get death threats and people telling me they saw me out in public and that they could have did something to me right there. Y'all know I'm not a bad person. Over 4 million people seen me having anxiety. Please help me. I'm fighting for my existence." But I mean, what's the point? If people are going to spend all that money if they do help him, which I don't see them coming through like they did last time. And then he's just going to go right back to jail again. It seems like he really hasn't learned his lesson. And Hope decided to do a Q&A, and she is now rocking like platinum blonde hair since being on the show. And she answered a few different questions. Somebody asked her if she will be coming back to the show. And she posted this where it appears like she's filming. But that's also an outfit she wore during some of her confessionals, so this could also be old. And then someone asked her what is her ethnic makeup. She said she's white and black. Someone asked her if she's still driving trucks, and she said yup, and it looks like she's taken her dog on the road with her. And then someone else said, "Sorry for judging you and your situation. I hope all is well." Then someone asked if she's pregnant, and she said, "Nope, I'm just a burrito." And someone else said, "Is the show scripted or fake?" And she said, "Nope." And then someone asked her, "How was being on the show? How was your experience?" And she said, "It was mostly every single emotion, probably all at the same time. Crazy, I know, right?" And then someone said, "Can you teach me about the trucking business?" And she says, "Yes, classes will be starting next month. Stay tuned in." Now let's talk about Shonta and True. Somebody was talking about them in a Facebook group, speculating if they were still together. And someone said, he cheats every 3 business days and she takes him back 2 days later. So she may have just been cheated on that particular day and was not with him anymore. And 2 days later, they were back together. Take whatever she says with a grain of salt. And Shonta said, could be, or he just got on my nerves. Who knows? He probably didn't come get the groceries out, no telling. And people were just like, okay, sure, whatever. And Shonta said, because I leave this man at least twice a month. I don't care. When I'm pissed off, I will forever say I'm single because it irks his soul. So he could be sitting right here. I don't care. Take this next comment with a grain of salt, but somebody commented under a video about Shonta that I made and said I feel like they'll do anything to be relevant. They thought the show would pick them back up and they didn't, so now they're trying to stir up drama again. And somebody commented and said, y'all hate my sisters so bad. They've been filming. They just got done filming last week. Y'all will see them in July. My sis is happy. We as her family is happy. See y'all in ATL. That man is abusive, and that's that. Meanwhile, Shonta has been answering questions on her Instagram, claiming that she will not do Love After Lockup again past her contract. Last I knew, there were typically 2-year contracts that they had to sign, or they weren't allowed to do like any other TV shows within 2 years of doing the show. Then someone else asked her if she is opening her restaurant still, and she said she's opening it on December 10th. Someone else asked her if she's single. She said no. Someone asked her if she would try a poly relationship, and she said she's stingy. I mean, that might be a way to get True to stop going outside the relationship. But then someone else asked her are you looking to date again? And she said, nah, I'm already, how you say it, talking to who I want to be talking to. And someone said, will you and True ever get back together? And she said, who said we wasn't? And then someone said, will you be doing any other reality shows, or do you want to? And she said, no. Once my contract is done, I will be too. Then someone said, you said you were going to do what's best for you and y'all child. Did you get pregnant again? And she said, I was referring to a situation with my other kid's dad. Not true. And my health is risky, like for real. A baby isn't in my plans, but if God sees fit, I will carry to full term. So they're definitely keeping that door open to possibly have more children in the future. Someone asked, are you faking pregnant so True don't leave? And she said, was I? Nah, me and True were already back together and living together when we found out I was pregnant. Our relationship was great at that time. I didn't even want any more kids. Okay, but what happened to her claiming on the show, oh, I grew up with a big family. That's what I always wanted. And, you know, when True was sitting on top of his car at the gas station and they had her walking down like this road and she was calling him saying, oh yeah, I'm pregnant, and he was acting like he was shocked. Well, apparently they were living together during this time. Then someone asked, do you see yourself having a healthy co-parenting with True? And Shonta said, we don't share a biological child together, just a blended family. And when me and True aren't good, I still interact with his son. Despite Shonta continuously claiming that she's still with True, she just posted on her Instagram recently and said, I've been single since a few days after my engagement. I was already mentally checked out. He know what he did. I gave chance after chance. I just not the type that is going to blast it publicly. I'm in a whole new talking stage with someone and I love it for me. I'm stress-free and happy. And I wonder if that's what prompted the engagement. He's like, oh, let me, go get a ring and really try to kiss her ass so I can try to make sure she doesn't leave me after I effed up. A few different Love After Lockup cast members are having meet and greets. Zeruiah and Troy promoted this meet and greet where they're charging almost $40, and that just happened the other day, and it didn't really seem like a huge turnout. It just kind of looked like it was at a club, and they had like a little section, and Zeruiah was bent over twerking, and of course they're smoking their weed. And now they're promoting this new like paint and sip hangout where you can go and paint and vibe with Zeruiah and Troy. But this time they're supposed to have a special guest, Troy's mom, Karen. So now you can go and get extra stoned with all them, and I guess they're selling VIP tickets so you can meet them and meet Karen. But then Karen turned around and said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it. And she posted that on her Facebook, and someone was like, oh my god, I bought a VIP ticket just so I could meet you. And then she said, okay, well actually I will be there. So hopefully she is, because I know that's a big part of what they've been promoting, is that Karen's going to be there. They're not the only ones doing an upcoming meet and greet. Justine and Michael are doing a meet and greet in Vegas, and their tickets are a lot more affordable. They're only charging $20 for general admission, and then it says you can hang out and then maybe get an autograph, so you might get lucky and be able to interact with them. If anybody ends up going to either of these, please take lots of pictures and videos and send them to me, because I would love to see how they end up turning out and about your experience. And Troy's mom, Karen, she posted on her Facebook earlier. She's still in Facebook jail, so she can't go live, but she can post. And she said, I had to redo my post. Yana, and this is Troy's baby mama. She says, tell your friends to keep me out y'all-ish. Let me tell all y'all witches something. Yana, you and your crew, don't get me started, because I can say a whole lot of funky shit about you sitting in that hairdresser. You got so much to say about me, funky ass Yana. And people were like, okay, what happened? I thought you were good with Troy's baby mama. And she said, not when she's starting ish. And she said her mom already called me. They know I'm just not for the BS. We don't got nothing to do with this mess, and that's why I took to social media. I don't have nothing to do with it. And then people were like, oh, what's Yana's at so I can go find and follow her? Then she said, don't get me wrong, I do love Yana, but she just need a little attention. Now, finally, Z ain't got nothing to do with this. Mama Karen better be careful before they extend her Facebook jail stay. And then there's been a lot of people talking about this recent video that Troy made on his Instagram. So this is a video where he is in the passenger seat of a car, he's riding, he's smoking, he's got his daughter in the back seat, he's got Zeruiah's son in the back seat, then he pans over and you can see Zeruiah driving. They're having a nice little family moment in the car. But what I noticed is he's obviously smoking. There's a lot of debate whether this is a Black and Mild because it kind of looks like a wood tip. But it does also look like those things that they're constantly smoking that's weed, like a special like paper with like a tip that they usually smoke. So I can't tell if it's weed or tobacco, but either or, they should not be smoking with children in the car, especially when he doesn't even have full custody of Troy, and one of the few times you're spending time with her, you can't even drive around in the car without smoking in front of her. Just smoke at the house before you leave, or smoke outside before you get in the car. But Troy can't even go 5 minutes without giving his daughter secondhand smoke exposure. And then Zeruiah was responding to some comments where people were saying they feel like Zeruiah may not have custody of her son because they never see him. They say, where's your stepson? And Zeruiah says, Troy lives with I don't know what that is, a shell, and baby Troy lives in Buffalo. This was a post for his daughter. Stop making nothing out of something. As a parent, I don't like my child all over the internet, and that's my choice. People have made nasty posts about my child, and that is a privilege to share. Our parenting can't be equated to a Facebook post, but also it's free to mind your own business. I was thinking the same thing though. I was told by a source that spilled a lot of tea on Zeruiah early on. They claimed that when they knew Zeruiah, that Zeruiah didn't even have custody of her son. So after I learned this information, and after how little I've seen her son like during their lives, it seems like they're pretty much IRL streamers at this point because they stream their whole lives on Facebook between Troy and Zeruiah. And you see her son every now and then, but it's not that much. I mean, you figure you would see and hear him more if he's living with her. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.